What I do upstairs? Now Jimmy win now.
Yeah.
Bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
But go to war with them boys. Now we talking about going full court. Now I don't know how many laps I got up and downhill.
Yeah.
Now that's different. But now when we get in the one-on-ones, we go out spots.
Yeah.
Shit, I get that work now.
I mean, shit, you've been doing it in the league 2 decades, though.
20.
You gotta think about that. Anytime you do something that long at the highest level, you're different. Man, first off, though, one, thank you for what you said. That's the type of loyalty we run by, and from everything I've heard about you, seen about you, I think everyone knows that Udonis Haslem operates a certain way. He operates in loyalty and honesty. And some people can't necessarily handle that all the time. But for me, I like consistent folks, right? You consistent with me, you show up, you be the same way every day, I can learn to deal with you. It's the folks that do all this that I can't really rock with. So just from an outsider looking in, man, and as a fan, I've always appreciated the fact that you seem to stay solid. So that's before we even get started, man. But welcome to the pivot. You know, listen, man, when they get this many Gators around me, dog, I start to get a little nervous.
Why?
You know what I'm saying? Because I remember when they had me on the front line in the swamp and I had to block Alex Brown. That was not sound game planning. That was not sound game planning. But Freaky Freddy, man, Channing, UD, the OG, welcome to the pivot. For everybody that supports our show, we appreciate you. This is a huge one for us. We can celebrate the 4 for 40. He can't right now because he's in the heat of the battle.
We
gotta get some. We gotta get some, my man.
I can't even celebrate with a happy dad.
Yeah.
Go and get it out, man.
I'm celebrating all week for you, D.
You ain't always fumbling 50.
You already. I be talking shit.
You gave us the business, so I ain't said it.
He was a bad
I
boy.
didn't do nothing else. I held on to that rock.
He was a bad boy.
Hey, shout out to DraftKings. Thank you for your sponsorship. UD, man, I want to jump right into it. And I think part of why I've been anticipating this opportunity is because you got it the hard way. I'm an undrafted guy as well. I understand what that type of road is like, but we can't even get to the 20 years of playing for the Heat if we don't start with a little bit of Liberty City. And for you, just reading about you, you said in 2014 you moved into a new condo. You're going through boxes, taking out clothes. You should tell your wife, you find your rest in peace shirts. You say best friend Chip, Fat Fred, you know, and you felt like there was going to be nobody left that you grew up with. When you think about making it from Liberty City, how does Udonis Haslem become this, being from there?
Well, they knew me back then. So I think it was just the experience. I had so many losses, bro. After you go through so many losses, bro, all you want to do is win. All you want to do is see people around you. You know what I'm saying? So for me, dealing with the loss of my homeboys, I lost my grandma, I lost my granddaddy, I lost my old girl, I lost my old boy. You know what I'm saying? I lost my older brother. You know, these are losses that I'm having. And I'm normalizing this because, you know, we taught as black men, deal with what you got to deal with. You get up the next day, you go to work, you know what I'm saying? Feet hit the ground and you handle your business.
Yo.
But as I'm normalizing this stuff, I'm starting to realize that I see other people around me, like, this ain't really normal. Like, I'm going through a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? But I'm kind of built for it and I'm getting through it. But, I mean, it was just those experiences. You know what I'm saying? As those experiences start to build up and you start to have so many losses, and you just want to see people win and you want to win. So whatever situation I was put in, even if I couldn't control it, I know I can control it if I win or lose while I'm in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't complain about the situation they put me in. This day team, this here coach, they gonna do what they want to do, dog. Whatever they want to do, they gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So how can I win in this situation I've been put in? I've won as a starter, I won as a guy off the bench, and I won as a guy that don't even hardly play no more. You know what I'm saying? There's very few guys in any sport that can move the needle with ownership, with the president, with the head coach, and can come and move the needle in the locker room.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can name very many.
It ain't many at all, bro. That's one of the things that's crazy about you. Like, you smile and say, y'all knew me back then. But your maturity, like, it's so many words I want to pop up. Like, when I got to Florida, I went to fighting and whooping ass and all this, and I was getting compared to a dude that wasn't even at Florida no more. So I'm looking like, they like, yeah, oh, he over here acting like UD. Oh, this dude. So knowing me and then knowing you, but like you say, you can walk up to GMs, executives, and all that, like corporate thug, and that Jeezy song comes to my mind, like, UD, how the hell do you do it? Like, cause let's be honest, you can walk in any strip club in Miami right now, they gonna watch out. Everybody jump out with
that
you.
booby trap yesterday with my son, man. What you
It's crazy.
yeah, man, pull up, son. You know what I'm saying? I did a basketball camp, and I had a little bit of time, and one of the guys that worked for me, it was his birthday. So I said, man, let's go have a drink. Booby traps had a drink. Sat for 2 hours, and I went home.
And that's the thing. So I can walk in that same strip club. I can go on booby trap. They show me love. But I can't walk into no president. I can't go talk to Pat Riley. I don't have no decision maker. How did you? Me and you came from the same type stuff. You made it further. You're bigger. You can do more. You can talk to more people. How did the UD you talking about? How did that UD become you?
Once I got in the rooms with certain people, and I realized that I could do what they do. I just didn't have the resources. That you weren't necessarily better than me at what you do. You just had maybe a jump start at what you've done. That's when the confidence started to feel like, okay, maybe I can do more than just be a basketball player. You know what I'm saying? So I started out with business. You know what I'm saying? I was a chubby kid. If anybody know my story, I was a chubby kid, so I used to eat Subway a lot. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to use Jared and lost his damn mind. But remember they had the Jared commercial before Jared started tripping out here. You know, I don't condone what Jared was on. But before that, Jared lost all that weight. So remember we used to have to lose weight to play football. I played football, I was a football player growing up in South Florida, so I had to make the weight to play with the kids my age. So I started out just eating Subway, man. So my first business endeavor was Subway. I said I want to get it something that I like, something that I know. Around that time, I had just had a Liz Frank injury. I had never heard of this injury before. Well, I tore my 3rd, 4th, and 5th metatarsal. So this is an injury that only happens when like football players have it. You know what I'm saying? Track, and they say it like horseback. There was not very many basketball players that had it. So at this time, I was turning like, damn, am I even gonna get back to the level I was at before I got hurt? Instantly jumped on the phone on my account. Okay, you manage 1,000 other accounts that ain't athletes. What are they getting into? Where they making their money at outside of sports? The people that you manage that ain't me, how they make their money? Gave me a couple of different options, and I said, okay, Subway is something I like. You know what I'm saying? I used to eat Subway. I always wanted to get into something that I knew I was genuinely interested in, that was authentic, because I knew it would give my best version. It won't be hard. You know what I'm saying? It's something I want to do. Gave me those Subway opportunities. I got into that first. It was easy. You know what I'm saying? Tedious, like down to the pickles. Once you get that one, it's just running like, you know what I'm saying? It's running like water. And then from that point on, I just continued to grow. I go sit down with the mayors, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to call Keon Hardeman. I'm going to come down to the commission office. Yeah, what's going on in the hood? How can I help? What we need? Where am I needed at? I go sit down with Mayor Francis Suarez. Yo, what's going on in the city? How can I do this? Where am I needed at? I'm going over town with the homies. Yo, what y'all need over here? How can I bridge this gap?
I want to bring it back a little bit and really just help the people understand a little bit of the Florida lingo. Earlier when UD said my old boy and my old girl, that's in Florida, that's your dad and your mom. I really just say that just so I can slow it down and just pivot back. And you named a few names which are prominent people in the community here in Miami. You know, Kadeem Hardeman, you know, he's a councilman that represents mainly the Overtown area here in Miami, and Mayor Suarez. But before that, we have a guy who was a superstar player at Miami Senior High. You won a few state championships there, but you guys are stripped.
Damn, Fred T, what we doing here?
We're doing our research on the good stuff. No, we talking about the good stuff, but in order to get to the good stuff and the triumphs, we got to always set a foundation. And I think, you know, I learned a lot from Ryan, and I ain't trying to learn too much from Channing because he way left. But, no, I just say that to say we're going to do our research. We want it to be a wholesome show. They found out that your residency wasn't within the requirement. You were out in the efficiency in Miramar. You guys were stripped. Talk about, you know, being a young guy, you know, working hard to win those state titles, and then something as petty as that can take them back. What sort of mindset were you in then, and how did that affect your next couple of years before you ended up going to University of Florida?
I think for me, you know what I'm saying, playing basketball in South Florida was already slim pickings if you was trying to make it. You know what I'm saying? It's football everywhere. You got the West, you got Central.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go down the line, and
Yep.
they spitting them out. Basketball-wise, you had to go to Miami High. There was only one place to go. You was going to get the exposure. There was only one place to go. You was going to get better, and you was going to get pushed if you was that good. There was only one place to go if you wanted to get up out of the hood. You had a coach like Frank Martin. You know what I'm saying? If anybody knows Frank Martin, you know what I'm saying? You know, we dealing with a whole different animal. You know what I'm saying? He's going to challenge you not just on the basketball court, but he's going to challenge you as a man. And so for me, the only place for me to go to get where I was trying to get to was to go to Miami High. I used my grandma's address. But I ain't the first person to use their grandma's address, and I ain't going to be the last.
Right.
I did what I had to do to put myself in a situation to get up out of where I was at. Getting dropped off at the bus stop, having to run in my grandma's house every night so I wouldn't get robbed, I don't consider that really like the lifestyle I was looking for. You do what you got to do. So I took my lumps, but you know what I'm saying, I went to Miami High and I did what I had to do to get where I had to go, man. It was no better situation, no better opportunity. Got the most state championships in the state of Florida. Got to play for a Hall of Fame coach, Frank Martin. Now I'm coaching on the college level, man, and we still have, relationship today. All my homeboys I played with, still got a relationship today.
You know, having a successful high school career, what were some of the colleges, aside from Florida, who you eventually, signed with, what were some of the colleges that were recruiting?
I didn't get that call from Duke. I was looking for that call. I mean, I think everybody looks for that call. That's the pinnacle, I think, of college basketball. But no, I don't think I was a Coach K kind of guy.
Nah, you not.
Yeah,
You not.
I don't think I was a Coach K kind of guy, so I didn't get that call from
But you are now.
I could possibly be a Coach K kind of guy. Yeah. UM recruited me. I honestly knew if I wanted to get anywhere in life, I couldn't stay in Miami. I had to get up the hell up out of it. Florida State recruited me. South Florida recruited me. You know, a lot of the schools in the state of Florida. And when you got outside the state of Florida, Clemson, Oklahoma, I don't know why they recruited me. I would never. That was it. It wasn't very many outside of Stetson, schools like that. Florida was an opportunity because my homeboy Brent, you know what I'm saying? So Billy had came and got a couple of us out the hood. Like, Billy knew what he was doing. Billy came down to Miami High, sat down with the coaches, with the staff. You know what I'm saying? So it was three of us supposed to go to the University of Florida. Brent was the first one. It was me and my homeboy Seal. Seal never got in. The grades, the situation didn't work out. But all three of us were supposed to go to Florida. And after I came back, Steve Blake was supposed to go.
You get that opportunity, you choose to go to Florida, and, we've mentioned a lot about being where you're from. You're saying hopping off at the bus stop, trying to run to get home, make sure you don't get robbed, or whatever it is. A lot of us understand that life, right? A lot of us understand using a different address because that was the way you could get into school that allowed you to get out of your situation. But you go to Miami, there's the story of you meet Mike Miller, y'all hooping before the season, you knock him down, you tell him it's no dunking.
Yeah, right? You try to dunk.
Yeah, like we not gonna do that.
Yeah, but I thought that was a rule everywhere. See, this is the thing. Once I got to Florida, I realized that everybody ain't grew up how we did.
Right.
I just thought everybody grew up the same. I thought everybody seen crackheads. I thought everybody seen drugs. I thought everybody seen violence. I thought everybody knew don't try to dunk on nobody at the park. I thought everybody knew that. You don't try to dunk on nobody.
Ain't he from South Dakota, though?
He is from South Dakota. But let me tell you a story about Mike. I saw Mike in AAU basketball when I was playing for Team Florida. We had a stick. It was me. You can't want to tell what stick mean. When we say we had a stick, that means we was good. That's another Florida word. So we had me, we had Tracy McGrady, we had Keon Doolin, we had Clarence Gilbert. We was loaded, man. And I saw this team that was playing before us, and there was this one white boy. I said, what the hell? I heard about these kind of white boys, but I ain't never seen one. Man, he was bringing it up the court. He was rebounding. He was making plays. He was posting up. He was shooting threes. I came back home to Miami. I said, man, that's a white boy out here so cold. I ain't never seen nothing like this. A year later, he's my roommate. You know what I'm saying? That's funny how God worked. But from that point on, Mike was like my brother. Yeah. You remember I had to protect Mike at Florida. I put hands on somebody for Mike.
I do.
They had me out there wilding in games.
I ain't hear this story. You done slapped somebody for Mike?
Yeah, I was a football player too, man. Dwight Edge, what his name?
Who he slapped?
I threatened to slap him. That's all I had to do.
Yeah.
There was a couple people I did put my hands on. Spurrier called Billy on me, man. Spurrier said, man, let's keep him away. Keep him away from my guys. Whatever you do, don't want him around my guys.
But you was mad?
I was up there tripping.
Like the story
I was big as a football player.
I'm about to say that, though. He got real, like, hit 275, bro. So he's a very large tackle. Like the first tackle in the draft that's going to get drafted this year from Ohio State is the size he was in college.
But that big dude, that size, 6'7", 275, is usually a big, nice teddy bear. You can't be that big and mean.
If we fast forwarded, 15 to 20 years, what we have now, UD could have played tight end in the NFL, or at least given it a shot.
Yeah.
Because he had that makeup, that build, can jump,
But the mentality
aggressive.
of it, the mentality
That's
of
what you need.
But if you listen to his life and those things, he does have the mentality. And you talked about Frank Martin. He's now at UMass.
Yes.
I believe he was at South Carolina, K-State. Him being your high school coach, I know that has to instill a certain thing. Should he enlisted a football player to come beat you, come hack you at practice
You read about that
to get you
too,
tough. And but the story I want to get to about Frank, it happens in Massachusetts as well, is you sitting down with him after not being drafted. All the things that you do in college, going to Final Fours, leading rebounder, you do all these things, and then 2 rounds go by in 2002, and you're not drafted. You're sitting with Frank Martin in Boston at lunch, and you tell him, I don't know what it is I could have done differently. I've played some of these guys. I've beaten some of these guys. And you threw a Hennessy, was it a one-man Hennessy pity party?
Yeah, one night I gave myself a pity party where I had a bottle of Hennessy and a box of Black & Miles. That was one night. That was the one night I gave myself to feel sorry for myself. When I got to it, I stayed on American time my whole time in France. So basically I stayed up at night and I took naps during the day. And I went on this crazy diet. And in my mindset that when I came back, I was just going to be a different player. I think a lot of people make the mistake of saying, oh, he made a mistake, he made this mistake, he did this, he should have picked me. Yeah, I felt like that, but then at the end of the day, it don't matter how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Because how I feel didn't get me drafted. So I took a look at myself in the mirror and said, okay, what can I do different? Now, with that being said, I still remember the coaches and the team that lied and said they was going to draft me. You know what I'm saying? I never forgot that. Oh, I know their name, dog. Every chance I get, I put that thing on there. Yeah. Every chance.
But you done played 20 years. You have revenge from 20 plus years ago?
Yes.
Why?
Nate McMillan was the coach with Seattle, and he said he was going to draft me with his 2nd round pick. He took Reggie Evans. Now Reggie Evans is another Florida boy, and he's my dog. Much respect and much love to Reggie Evans. But you didn't do what you told me you would do.
But that goes back to your values and why your name is so clean on everywhere on the streets and in the boardroom.
I'm definitely do what I say I'm gonna do. Every time. Every time.
In doing what you say you're going to do, when it's 03, you get offered a contract about $366,000 for a year. I talk about numbers in that way because these 2 men don't understand the undrafted process. The way that they see you, the way that even when you prove certain things, you still have to fight for a certain level of respect that's shown in money, that's shown in contracts. But you do get that contract. It's 5 weeks after Dwayne Wade is drafted to the Miami Heat. What was that rookie season like in building that relationship with someone you call a brother?
So the thing with the Heat was, and that's how this business worked, they don't really want you until somebody else wants you. I was supposed to go to San Antonio.
Okay.
After I played with Miami Heat, I went to San Antonio. I had a great training summer league with San Antonio. They offered me a 1-year deal. The Heat comes back after they offered me a 1-year deal and say, okay, now we'll take them, and they offered me a 2-year deal. So that's how I ended up with the $300,000 the first year and about $700,000 the second year. But me and Dwayne had so much in common. First of all, when he first came down, I don't know if y'all remember my homeboy Drake used to be with me in Gainesville all the time, troublemaker. But he used to be with me in Gainesville all the time. So my homeboy Drake said, man, y'all just drafted this kid out of Marquette that had a triple-double. Now, mind you, I ain't seen none of this. I don't know who the hell you talking about. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as I got a chance to meet Dwayne, I realized how much we had in common. Both of our mothers struggled with drug addiction, different things like that. You know, we both have fathers who came from an athletic background, played the game of basketball, but didn't reach that level that they would like to reach to, but they kicked our ass to make sure we reached that level. And we both just had a lot of things in common. So, you know, when he came down, a quiet kid, man, and we were both just working out every day. You know what I'm saying? I think at that time, the training with the Heat was in the morning, you get up, you hit the track in the morning. So we was getting up, hitting the track in the morning. We'd go straight to the weight room. After the weight room, we had individual instructions, which was basically our workout. Then we'll eat lunch, we'll take a nap, and then we'll come back and work out again. And then we'll play pickup at Overtown Youth Center, at Zoe's Youth Center. So literally every day, that was me and Dwayne's schedule. And we were just hanging out every day. And me being from Miami, I'm like, okay, you get the night off. We gonna do something. You come slide with me. You remember they had the Improv over there in the Grove? Yeah. So we used to stay right in the hotel. Man, come on over here, man. Let me take you over here. We're gonna have a good time. And that's just how a relationship grew.
Aside from Dwayne, you had an opportunity to play with other Hall of Famers. You know, you play with Bron, Ray Allen, Shaq, obviously, Gary Payton. You just mentioned Wade, and those guys. You know, I think in terms of supporting cast, you're like their Robin. You can be the Joker, you know, if I look at it. But at the very end of it all, you're much more like Batman, protecting Gotham City. And that's what Miami is to you, Gotham City. Why is Miami so important to you? You're Mr. Miami, you're undrafted. You've been here at this organization for 20 years. The fans love you. Why is, you know, Miami so important to you? Everything is 305, Dade County, MIAO. You exemplify the South.
Well, you got to understand, first and foremost, I remember a time where the South used to get disrespected. They didn't want to listen to our music. They ain't played our music in the club. I go somewhere and ask them to play Trick Daddy, and DJ tell me get out of his face. You know what I'm saying? So first and foremost, we got just a lot of pride, period. Right. From coming from the 305 and being at the bottom of the map. You know what I'm saying? So that's just who we are and what we are. Secondly, I have had an opportunity to come to play with a lot of greatest players that ever played the game, but at the end of the day, you still come to my city.
Right.
Whoever you are, as great as you are, you're coming to my city. You know what I'm saying? So it's always been that respect. It's always been that love. I'm giving who give to me, man. I'm at a point in my life where I love who love me back. And I've been all around the world, and nobody loved me more than these people in my city. And I'd be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Selfish as hell not to give that love back and not to use my platform to give some kind of, you know, lifeline to these people who give me so much support and have done so much for me. Because at the end of the day, you got to have something bigger in this game. If you're just going out for your numbers every night, just to get your shots up, dog, or just to look good and get your check, you ain't going to be no champion. But if you playing for something bigger every night, and that was just my baby, the city, the people that depend on me, people that's watching me. Because if I don't get it out the mud, I don't handle my business, my boys going to let me know. Right. Boy, your ass stunk it up tonight, boy. Your ass stunk it up tonight, boy. Right. I mean, my whole thing against Dirt and Whiskey in that Dallas Finals was my homeboy telling me, boy, you come back here, that white boy tell your ass up, boy. You already know what we gonna let you do. You already know.
Dirt gonna get buckets because that's dirt.
Yeah,
that's dirt. But you gotta have a type of heart to make sure you try and balance it out.
Yeah.
So of those three roles, I mentioned Robin as being supporting cast, right, or the supporter of the superstars. I mentioned the villain, protecting your teammates. A lot of them NBA guys be soft, UD. You not. We already know that. And then Batman. Having and protecting and having pride in your city. Of those three roles, which one did you enjoy the most?
At different stages of my life. Right now, I enjoy being Batman.
Okay.
There was a time where I enjoyed being a villain.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the fact that, you know what I'm saying, you knew I wasn't nothing to play with. And I still ain't. But I enjoyed the fact that it just was a thing. Now I don't care about that because I think I'm more like now as Batman. Even from other guys around the league. I think that's how it's grown for me to be who I am now. I'm not just the OG of this basketball team. I'm kind of the OG of the league. I have relationships with guys all over this league. You'd be surprised how many of these young guys reach out to me because social media is you can just DM anybody. So it's other guys from other teams that just DM me and ask me a question. You know what I'm saying? So I'd be surprised how many guys reach out to me and value my opinion or even care what I think. And I give that to them. What I've been able to do, because I've always made it about the young guys. When I see these young guys from the other team, and I watched them play the other night, and he missed a layup or a dunk, I let him know, hey, young fella, I watched your ass miss that layup the other night. Tighten up. You owe me one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Something like that. And it's a lot. My bad, OG. And at that point, I done broke the ice. You know what I'm saying? And every time I see them, it's a conversation from that point on.
Yeah, you talk about being surprised with young guys. What was the moment like the first time a young guy said, I wasn't even born when you started playing in the NBA?
Damn.
You had that moment yet?
Yeah. Well, close to damn near not being born. Yeah, I had that moment, and I have it all the time.
Who was the player?
Shit, probably Tyler Hero. I mean, when we first got Hero, he was like 18 when we first came to us. You know what I'm saying? So he probably wasn't even born or just being born when I got here. It's crazy and it's funny, but man, I mean, I can relate. There's only very few guys that are gonna be LeBron, Dwayne, Magic, Kobe. Most of you guys are gonna be somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Most of you guys are gonna have to play a role to win, regardless of how much they pay you, because the market goes up and down. Most of you guys are gonna have to play a role. So I'm relatable to more of the guys in the league than not.
Yeah.
You might, someone might think they stars,
Yeah.
but you're a role player. You're playing a role to help your team win. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm relatable to every guy on every level, whatever your role may be.
Nobody loves the bully, UD, but people love you. Like, nobody loves the bully. And you just said, it's funny because, like, you talking about fighting, and you be like, and I still got it. Like, you want to let them know I'll whoop some ass.
Yeah, I don't play that. I got that from my old boy, though. God rest his soul.
At 42?
I used to have to talk to him. He'd be in the stands after the game. I'm saying, listen, man, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's what it is, man. But one thing is, I don't bother nobody.
Yeah.
I don't bother nobody. I don't look for no trouble, but I don't tolerate disrespect. But I'll give everybody, the janitor, the CEO, the same respect. Good morning. Please, thank you. How you doing? Have a nice day. All right, bye. Whatever it may be, I treat everybody the same.
Especially on the court. Because I remember when you choked the hell out of the white boy, Hansborough.
Yeah,
You choked the hell out of him.
he started it, though. See, once again, he started.
What did he take? He took a cheap shot on D-Wade.
I got my cheap shot game before, so people don't remember that.
Yeah.
People don't
Got
remember
busted
that.
up.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? I got hit by Louis Munson in the eye. I took mine like a man. See, the problem is, you can dish it, you got to be able to take it. I took mine. Now, the very next game, he hit D-Wade. Not a Munson, Hansborough hit D-Wade. Now, the thing that pissed me off is, once a Munson hit D-Wade, y'all can play this back, because I can see it in my head right now. They gave each other 5. That right there was when I knew, oh, hell no.
Hey, you asked to go in, they sent you in.
I was in. It was a timeout. They were reviewing the play. We all went to the side. Spo looked. I said, Spo, stay out of this. Don't you dare, Spo. Stay out of this.
And going on that court, you knew what you was about to do.
I knew. I ain't no win.
And everybody did.
They came the very next play. I was a low man on the rotation. Man, I couldn't have drew it up any better. That's like a football play. That's like a flea flicker, dog. I couldn't have drew it up no better, boy. I had to get it.
Oh, hey, you got him. Yeah.
I got him good.
But that. So you
But I got it hard, too, because ain't nobody do nothing when I did it.
And nobody want to do it. To my point.
That let me know right then.
Cause I remember you threatening Lance Stevenson as well. I believe it was. I'm going to fuck you up, is what you told him.
I told him I ain't got nothing to lose. At that time, I wasn't even playing.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing to lose right now, dog.
What, is that still in the NBA? Are there UDs, or do teams need UDs still? Because I think this new age, I think that's dying.
Nah, not as much. But I mean, once again, I don't expect everybody to be like me. That's the thing about me. And I think that's why these young boys respect me. Because I don't expect you to be like me. You don't have to be like me. I think they tired of hearing when I was this, when I did this. This is who I was. This is what I did. Nah, they don't want to hear that shit. And that's the quickest way to get sent up out of here.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear that. How can I get you? Nah, they don't want to hear that shit. And that's the quickest way to get sent up out of here.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear that. How can I get you?
Fuck.